Hi guys, welcome to another video of All Things Money. In this video, we're going to talk about cryptocurrencies. We have a few things that we want to cover as part of this video. Number one, we're going to take a look at why cryptocurrencies crashed this past week. In fact, they're falling as we speak. Take a look at some of the best cryptocurrency projects that investors can look for. And then we move on to talking about the risks involved in investing into cryptocurrencies. And finally, we're going to take a look at how Indian investors can invest into their favorite crypto projects. So there are a combination of reasons why cryptocurrencies crashed this past week, and is actually continuing its fall. But top of the list is China's crackdown on the crypto space, right? So basically, China doesn't want Bitcoin to compete against the digital yuan that it is planning. So China basically wants to dominate the cryptocurrency space or the digital currency space because they think that is one of the best options to replace the US as the reserve currency of the world. And then, another reason for the crash is Elon Musk's U-turn on using Bitcoin as payments for Tesla, right? So he cited environmental concerns. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in the later part of this video, right? And then another reason is a huge leverage and also the corresponding liquidation that many institutions and exchanges had to do. So basically, what happened here is many brokers and financial institutions, they actually provided as much as 50 times leverage for people to trade in Bitcoin futures, right? And we all know, based on historical experience, what happens when huge leverage is involved, right? So we saw Lehman Brothers that crashed or went bankrupt in 2008. So did other big investment banks such as Bear Stearns, right? And I'm not sure if you guys remember, Archegos Capital, which actually is a hedge fund that collapsed a few months back because they were using huge amounts of leverage, right? So I believe after the Archegos Capital, collapse, a lot of financial institutions or big banks, started cutting down on the leverage that they provide for trading in cryptocurrencies. I think that also added to the sell-off. So once traders saw a little bit of losses, they were not able to put up additional margin, which is why exchanges had to cut down their positions or liquidate the positions, which expanded the losses in Bitcoin and other major currencies. And then finally, there are also a lot of traders who also follow technical analysis, and there was this 200-day moving average which was broken, and I think once that was broken, a lot of sell orders got triggered, which actually led to a bigger fall. But finally it found support around the 30,000 area, after which we saw some buying coming in, and then it went back to around $45,000 or something like that. Moving on to the best crypto projects that we can invest in, right? So before that, I'd like to give a very basic introduction to blockchain. So what is blockchain, right? So basically, blockchain is an open ledger, right? It's an open ledger that can be accessed by anyone. For example, if you have money in some of the traditional banks here, you won't be able to access the ledger of the bank, right? So you won't know how much money is coming in or how much money is going out and what is the volume of the transactions and what time the transactions are taking place. That is not something that we will be able to access with respect to traditional banks. But with respect to blockchains, we can see everything, all the transactions that is happening, what is the volume of the transactions, what is the amount, what time the transactions are happening. Everything can be accessed, right? So the only thing that we will not know is who is making those transactions. Also, because it is an open ledger, it is not centralized, right? So there is not one central authority that determines how much is the flow, what is happening, what is the value of the currency and everything. Because in the traditional fiat currency space, we have the banks, and then we have the central agencies like the RBI, and then it's the government which also controls the RBI. So the value of the fiat currencies, the volume and everything is controlled by these central agencies. And that is something that cannot happen with respect to blockchain, right? Because it is decentralized. No one person or no one authority or no one organization can go ahead and manipulate the value of the currencies that follow the blockchain system. So now moving on to the best crypto projects. So number one is Bitcoin, right? So it was the first minted and mined coin, and also is the most widely adopted, right? So it is as we know is impossible to shut down or be manipulated. And a lot of big investors, right? Because of this decentralized nature of Bitcoin and some of the other currencies, a lot of big investors have started backing Bitcoin. For example, Elon Musk, as we know, has been openly backing it. He even, went ahead and started accepting bitcoins as form of payment for Tesla, which again he, rolled back or did a U-turn, which was one of the triggers which caused the sell-off. One of the prominent voices, who's been backing Bitcoin is Kathy Wood, who is a star investment manager who founded ARK Investment, right? So now she has predicted that Bitcoin will hit the 500,000 mark sometime in the future. So she actually said this in Bloomberg as Bitcoin was falling to around $30,000. She even mentioned that Bitcoin is on sale right now, right? So I believe among the 9,000 plus coin trading right now in exchanges around the world, I think there will only be a few handful of them that will eventually be standing, and Bitcoin is definitely going to be one among them. And then the second project that I really like, and this is in fact my favorite, right? Even above Bitcoin, it is Ethereum. So unlike Bitcoin, Ethereum is not a currency. Right? So Ethereum is used to incentivize people who are going to use their platform. Now, what is a platform? So Ethereum provides smart contracts platform, right? And it is the most widely used blockchain platform in the world right now. So basically, what is a smart contracts platform? Any two parties who want to get into a contract, they can just use the smart contracts platform. Will just allow them to get into a contract without the need for a third person. If you think about it, there are a lot of transactions around the world which always require a third party, which who will be facilitating the transaction. But once companies use the smart contracts that on top of Ethereum, then this whole third party ecosystem can be done away with, which will bring down the cost of many of the transactions around the world. So there are numerous examples, right? For example, think about the internet. Even the internet is centralized, right? So, think about Google, Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, Uber, Airbnb. All of them are controlling major transactions or major traffic in the web world. But if smart contracts are being used, then all these middlemen, all these parties, such as these big IT firms, can be done away with, and transactions can be facilitated one to one, which, like I said, will be bringing down the cost of transactions, significantly. Think about us being able to rent our hard drives directly to someone instead of going through something like a Dropbox, or think about a driver instead of going through Uber and paying Uber a commission. I'll be able to directly service passengers using the smart contracts platform. Or think about the farmers, right, who will be able to directly link to the consumers, be able to supply to them, thereby enjoying majority of the profits. So that is why I think Ethereum and the whole smart contracts platform is going to dominate the business world, probably in the next 5 to 10 years. Like moving on, the next project or the next coin, I really like is Binance coin, right? So Binance is basically a cryptocurrency exchange. In fact, it is the biggest exchange in the world right now. And it is also an Ethereum-based, coin. Binance also desires to become its own, sort of build its own, ecosystem. So they also have something called as the Binance Smart Chain, which is similar to Ethereum smart contracts, where they're trying to build an ecosystem on top of which lot of applications can be built on. So one of the things that I like about Binance is they keep continuously investing into many blockchain projects and innovation, right? And they also have this $100 million fund which they allocate to some of the really cool projects in the crypto space. Another thing I like about Binance Coin is every quarter they have committed to burn some part of the coin. So initially, when they launched their coin, they have committed to burn 100 million coins, 100 million tokens, right? Which is actually 50% of its total supply. So what happens when coins are burned? For existing holders, it reduces the supply of the coin, which will thereby increase the price or increase the value of the coin that we hold. And then the next project, which I think lot of focus or attention is going into, is the Internet Computer or the ICP project. So this is another smart contract platform like Ethereum, and it is basically aiming to power decentralized online apps. So the advantage of Internet Computer or ICP compared to Ethereum smart contract is the fact that ICP runs very fast, in internet speeds. But again, that is where the disadvantage is also, where only smaller projects can be built on top of this because they don't follow the same standards that Ethereum follow, right? So because of that reason, large public projects cannot be built on ICP's platform. I think this is one project that we need to watch out for. And then moving on, the last project that I want to discuss is Chainlink. So what is Chainlink, or what is this project about? Basically a decentralized like Oracle network or database that provides data to smart contracts on blockchain, right? So basically it is intending to solve the problem of linking external databases or external data to isolated smart contracts on blockchains, right? That runs on Ethereum. So basically data providers need to stake or hold the link coin in order to provide data to smart contracts using Chainlink. Now, if smart contracts are here to stay, then Chainlink will be a key bridge to connect real world use cases or like real world databases or applications to smart contracts apps. So that is why I'm excited about this project, and this is also something that I'll be keenly watching. So now we move on to the risks involved for investors who are looking to put in money into the crypto projects. So despite the promise that the whole blockchain ecosystem is set to provide, there is one thing we need to remember, right? Like these are still projects or ideas of the future, right? Like it is not an underlying company, except a few like Binance, which is already making money, or even Ethereum, which is already making money. Many of the projects are still ideas. So that is something that investors really need to be mindful of. One of the major risks for cryptocurrencies is government regulation, right? So the reasons why government will not be favoring crypto is because of its decentralized nature. So governments usually like control and power. In fact, as we already pointed out, the Chinese government this past week banned financial services and payment companies from dealing with digital currencies, despite over 70% of bitcoins being mined in China. So even last night, Chinese officials warned about curtailing crypto trading and mining. Now, this is being seen as a move by China to stifle competition to its own digital version of the yuan. So not just China, the US Fed Chairman Jerome Powell announced this week that they are working on a digital version of the US dollar as well. And India also announced or indicated recently that they are working on a digital version of the Indian rupee as well. So all of these countries don't want Bitcoin to take over. That is why they are getting into this space. Another risk is the volatility and the liquidity issues that we see in the cryptocurrency space. Like we saw this past week, some of the major currencies fell almost 50% from their recent highs. That is one thing that investors need to watch out for in this space, right? So if you like a project and if you put in money, you need to be okay, or you need to be stomach, some of this high volatility. And then we move on to the environmental issues. Elon Musk, last week announced that Bitcoin will no longer be accepted as payment at Tesla due to environmental concerns. This announcement was among the key triggers for the fall, right? Because Bitcoin ledger is distributed, mining the currency consumes large amounts of energy. Like we said before, more than 70% of bitcoins are mined in China, where majority of electricity is produced by burning coal. That is why big investors and companies are wary about using Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency as form of payment. So keeping these risks in mind, I would suggest not to allocate more than 2% of our investable surplus in this space. For example, if we have say 1 lakh available for investments, we can take an exposure of say rupees 2,000. This would ensure that we don't get affected too much if things nosedive like it is doing right now. And also, we will have some allocation in case our investments become high flyers down the line. So finally, we're going to take a look at how Indian investors can invest into their favorite crypto projects, right? So there are a few options available for us to choose from. I personally use WazirX, which is now owned by Binance. So WazirX provides an easy to use, efficient platform and keeps adding major coins to its platform time and again. In case you guys are interested, use the link provided in the description to open a free account and invest into your favorite crypto projects. That is all for this video, folks. If you guys think the information I provided is useful, do hit the like button and the subscribe button, and do provide your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.